We are live. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I know, a little midweek jam, a little off schedule, but I finished up a little bit early today. I was like, we're gonna post this. So, how today's gonna roll. And if you're brand new, maybe I don't think it's getting circulated around. That's the old algo has stopped circulating. It's all good though. Little midweek jam, pedal. Got some recommendations from RG78. Been in this rabbit hole of using pedals as a preamp, and I thought it'd be cool to go through. Got some comments to cover as well, and then go through and show you guys some of the discoveries I've had, some of the hangups I've had, swap some pedals in and out, hang out, have a little beverage. I'm having a Liquid Death sparkling water squeezed to death because it's hot as balls here in Northern California right now. And let's hit some comments first. And it's just going to be a chill session of a little playing, some chatting. I have some questions, going to address a few comments, and then possibly I'm working out getting a stream going for Sunday. I'm going to do a trial run Saturday. A friend of mine's going to help me in another town, see if it works. So I'll post something if I do stream on Sunday, and it'll be pretty much the same thing. And I know a lot of people, or a few people that are still hanging out, want to ask questions, get to know me a little bit better. And that's what Sunday's going to be about. So let's hit a few comments first, and then we'll dive into some of the very interesting things I found with regards to running a pedal into the effects loop, which, spoiler, completely, and having this plugged in doesn't make a difference, completely eliminates all the controls on this amp. You have the only volume control you have. It has a bass like loudness to it, which is fucking loud, but you have two options to control volume. Guitar, which I like to have cranked when I'm running through all the pedals, can't have that with this in this configuration. And your only controls you have for the entire amp are on the pedal. So with that, let's get into a little comments real quick. Let's go back. I've responded to a few of these, but let's get the most new ones first. At 699-457, welcome back, brother. Happy to have you back sharing your music. Hope Renos are going well. Yeah, it's still chaos. It's going to be chaos in here for at least another month. I mean, I'm not as drywall mudded up today, but I'm redoing all my ceilings. Every single wall is getting redone. Electrical, it's just a huge project, and I'm only doing this solo by myself, so after work, so it does take some time. So they're going well, just slow when you're running solo. But it's turning out nice. It's looking nice. It's going to be cool because I'm going to have, I'll show this in the future, because my downstairs dining room, post-divorce, is going to be turned into more of a music studio. So an entire wall, I'm building shelves and a cool setup. I'm going to have speakers hanging from the ceiling, studio monitors. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do a sound like blocking material. I may just deal with it, so I'm not really sure there. But thanks for asking, man. Appreciate that. Swap my PRS McCarty 594 for a PRS DGT today, and I'm really happy with the new guitar. Oh, that's cool. I have to check it out. I'm not too familiar with the PRS brands. I did recently figure out that there's a monstrous discrepancy between the SE line, which apparently means student edition. I guess I either didn't remember that or I looked it up, can't remember, and their core line. Wow, huge price difference on that. I saw a Mark Holcomb PRS guitar, which looked pretty badass, until I looked up the price at $5,200. And I was like, shit, that's a lot. So, the 594 was my first guitar. Oh, badass. It took me getting my second guitar to realize how poorly I was getting along with how thick the neck profile of my 594 was. I'm still exploring the whole neck preference thing. I mean, I started on the old PB here, which has, I guess, kind of, I never really measured it, looked it up, kind of a traditional Strat neck, which is cool. I do dig the neck profile of Miss Jackson back here, which is more flat, but I also dig, with the exception of this glossy finish, but I'm not going to sand off the telly. I might just end up getting a different telly that has a matte surface on the back. However, I love this guitar, so I kind of just deal with the fact that it gets sticky. I sweat a fair bit, especially when I get jamming along, and it gets a bit sticky, but it is what it is. So yeah, the neck profile is an interesting one. And then, oh, you were commenting on two of them. Oh, thanks, man. Made that guitar come alive. Sick tone. Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit of how it made both guitars. The Telly still sounds really good traditionally through all the other different pedal configurations. However, I was playing around with it independently last night. The Pack Rat JHS pedal, which some of you knew that I had, was my original first pedal that I got back after all these years. And I was kind of disappointed with it, to be honest. I really never said it on camera. I don't want to dunk on JHS. They have awesome, it seemed like a cool company, and Josh seems super cool, but it was not what I was expecting. And largely, I think it's just how I had it configured, because when I saw the YouTube videos and I heard other people play it, I was like, wow, that sounds really awesome. And then when I got it, I was like, that's not really that. It just didn't have, except with one setting, which is cool. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, the Miss Jackson finally sounds like the 7-string guitars that I have found to this like chuggy, low tone. And I'm like, ooh, there it is. And it's in B standard tuning. I didn't have to drop it all the way down, which is an absolute nightmare for those of you who have that Floyd Wobbly system on there. Definitely. And then at TED6029, welcome, brother. I haven't seen a comment from you. What a tone to come from a Metal Zone pedal. Used to play one years back. It never sounded like that, but only a cheap amp back in the day. Awesome tone, mate. Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah, it's actually, this is a 25-year-old pedal that survived. But if I move it around a little bit, it gets real crackly, so I can't really touch it that much. That was stuck up in my attic. I can't believe it survived. It was one of 3 pedals that actually survived out of the 10 pedals that I have. And so, yeah, that's kind of crazy that it survived. Cool. All right, so let's fire up some sound here. And let's see, we're good there. The reverb, sweet. Let's just go Telly right off the bat. And so, amps on. And, hold on, let's see. Okay. Pick. We'll unplug this just for good measure and put a little reverb on that. All right, cool. So this is just the Metal Zone, and if I turn the guitar all the way off, well, that's weird. Actually, hold on. That's super weird, because with Miss Jackson, this is the new thing happening right now, of course it has to happen live, is that, does this make a difference? Oh. So, yesterday, nope, with Miss Jackson, interestingly enough, oh, maybe it's because it has active pickups. I bet that's what it is. However, if the pedal's not on, and this is cranked, oh, there it is, duh. So, and there's none of the controls work, nothing works. Nothing up top, completely that tone, mids, nothing up top. So this entire panel, dead. But, ooh, this pedal's it's not happy. Oh, just work for now, please. I may get a new Metal Zone, just because it sounds so good. It's very non-predictable. Like it jumps back and forth. It's an old pedal. I'm sure it has to either get warmed up or something. I don't know. Connector right here is being wonky. It's only about a week into playing it, so it may be on its way out. That would suck. Oh. Well, let's do a little jamming and bit, jam on it a bit. So this is like 12 o'clock distortion. If I go like all the way over, it doesn't change that much. It just gets a little more muddy. So I kind of keep it more on like 1 o'clock-ish for the most part. And then see how it changes? Oh, something's going on. Well, we'll roll with it. I may get another one just because I like the way it sounds. Of course, when I want to show people how this works, you know what? We're going to skip that one. We're going to the pack rat. So again, volume on, the only volume control I have, this is cranked, is on the actual, because I guess it makes sense, right? That's the preamp. I'm actually not sure what's going on. Well, that's a bummer. Sorry guys. I know everyone's like, click off. But hey, these are live and this is what happens sometimes. Up and up and up. Bear with me. I cannot see which is which back there. All right, what we got? So make sure that's unplugged. Don't need that. That's a pedal. All right, let's try it again. Come on. I think it's just a connector. I have cheap ass shitty cables. They're not old, they're just cheap. This may be a short video. Because this is low. It's not, I played this last night. Come on, really? Maybe it's just fucking, oh. You know what I might end up doing? Holy shit. All right. Well, we're going to have a little shorter video today, and I'm going to go to Guitar Center and get some good cables because clearly something is... Okay, well, that will be a short video for today because clearly, you know what, we'll try on the guitar. Let's try on the guitar before we completely bail out on this. Wow, what a bummer. I was all stoked to get off early a little bit and jam with a few of you guys and hang out a little bit. What's it? It's clearly not the cable. Oh, you suck. This is not an old, that sucks. All right, well, don't bore everyone to death. I will diagnose this and figure out what's going on. This cable's, I got this right before I started the channel, back end of March. So, well, that's a bummer. Well, okay, short one today. I will be back tomorrow for sure to have another one of these tomorrow afternoon because I'm off early tomorrow as well. So, thanks for hanging out. My apologies for the technical difficulties because clearly there's something going on from last night to this morning, which I don't know what's going on, honestly. Yeah, so peace. See you tomorrow, fellas.